Hello guys, welcome back my channel. Old woman, stoic. You ever notice how some men walk into a room and instantly own it? No loud talking, no flexing, no overcompensating, just pure presence. Meanwhile, some guys are out here over-explaining their whole life story to impress people who don't even care if you don't know the difference. Yet stick around, because this might just change everything. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to elevate your presence and set yourself apart effortlessly. And if you stay till the end, I've got a powerful bonus tip that will change how people perceive you forever. Let's get into it. Welcome to Emma, your go-to channel, for real, relatable advice on navigating the complexities of love and relationships. Number 1, maintain unwavering eye contact without intimidation. You've probably heard the phrase, the eyes are the window to the soul. Well, when it comes to confidence and presence, eye contact is the ultimate social currency. It's the difference between being seen as self, assured, or instantly overlooked. Think about it. When someone avoids eye contact, you instinctively assume they're nervous, insecure, or even untrustworthy. On the flip side, when someone looks you directly in the eye, while speaking, you feel like they mean what they say. That's because eye contact isn't just a habit, it's a subconscious signal of confidence. And here's a fact that might surprise you. Studies show that maintaining eye contact increases trustworthiness by up to 30%. It's literally one of the fastest ways to gain respect without saying a word. But here's where most guys mess up. They either avoid eye contact entirely, or they stare like a serial killer. Let's talk about balance. Mistake number 1, looking away too much. If you're constantly shifting your gaze or breaking eye contact too soon, it makes you seem unsure of yourself in conversations. This signals lower confidence and makes it harder for people to take you seriously. Mistake number 2, holding eye contact too long. Staring without blinking or softening your gaze. Yeah, that's not confidence, it's intimidation, and not in good way. It makes people uncomfortable and creates unnecessary tension. So how do you get it right? First, keep your eye contact natural. Look directly at the person when speaking, but allow yourself to blink and glance away. Occasionally, think of it as a rhythm, not a contest. Second, if direct eye contact makes you nervous, try the power gaze trick. Instead of looking straight into someone's eyes, focus on the space between their eyebrows. It gives the same effect but feels less intense. And lastly, when you're listening, hold steady eye contact, but not occasionally. It shows engagement without feeling aggressive. Ever met someone who shakes your hand while looking everywhere but at you? Exactly, it screams insecurity master. This, and you'll instantly carry yourself like a man who knows his worth. Number 2, speak less, but make every word count in a world where people love to overshare. Silence is powerful. Think about the most magnetic people you've ever met. They're not the ones constantly talking, oversharing, or trying too hard to fill every pause. Instead, they choose their words carefully, making every sentence count. And because they don't speak just to fill the air when they do, people actually listen. There's a reason why mystery is attractive. When you don't reveal everything at once, people are naturally drawn in. They want to know more. That's the kind of presence that makes you stand out without even trying. Now, most guys think confidence is about saying a lot, proving their point, or dominating a conversation. But the truth is, real confidence doesn't need constant validation. A high-value man speaks with purpose. So how do you make your words more powerful? Number 1, say less, but be precise and intentional before you speak. Ask yourself, is this necessary? Does it add value? If it doesn't, skip it. The most powerful men in history were men of few but impactful words. Think about this. When someone rambles, people tune out, but when someone speaks concisely, they hold attention effortlessly. Number 2, pause before responding. Most people rush to reply the moment someone stops talking. Don't do that. A brief pause before answering makes you seem thoughtful and intentional. It gives the impression that you're actually processing what was said, instead of just waiting for your turn to speak. Want proof? Watch a powerful CEO or a respected leader in an interview. Notice how they take their time before responding. That's not hesitation, it's control. They understand that the way you deliver a message is just as important as the message itself. Number 3, cut out filler words. Words like and nervous laughter instantly weaken your presence. They make you sound unsure even when you're not. Instead, embrace strategic silence. Sometimes saying nothing is more powerful than filling the space with empty words. Ever notice how in movies, the most respected characters don't talk much? The powerful CEO teeth. Measured and impactful, they don't waste time on unnecessary chatter. That's the energy you want to bring into your conversations. Speak with clarity, purpose, and confidence, because when you say less, people listen more. Number 3, walk at a controlled, unhurried pace before you even open your mouth. People are already making snap judgments about you. And one of the biggest giveaways of your confidence, the way you walk, your body language speaks volumes before you ever say a word. And if you're rushing, fidgeting, or looking unsure of where you're going, it sends a signal, one that screams nervous energy. Now, think about this. Have you ever seen a man who walks into a room like he's exactly where he needs to be? No rush, no frantic movements, just calm, deliberate confidence. That's the kind of energy that makes people pay attention without you needing to do anything extra. Compare that to someone who's speed walking. Like they're late for a bus, shoulders hunched, head down, movements jerky. It doesn't exactly scream high value, does it? So how do you fix this? First, relax your shoulders. Most people carry unnecessary tension in their upper body, especially when they're nervous. If you want to look effortlessly confident, loosen up. Let your shoulders sit naturally and avoid stiff or robotic movements. Second, slow down your walk. Don't drag your feet, but don't rush. Either a steady, controlled pace creates an air of composure. It tells people you're comfortable in your own skin, that you're not desperate to get anywhere, because you already own the space you're in. Third, keep your chin slightly up. Not in an arrogant way, but just enough to show that you're aware of your surroundings. Avoid looking down at the ground while walking. It makes you seem insecure. Instead, let your gaze stay neutral and relaxed. And here's a powerful mindset shift. When you walk, move with intention. Even if you're heading to the grocery store, act like it's on your term. Walk like a man who has purpose, because high-value men never look like they're scrambling. Watch any powerful man enter a room. He doesn't dart around nervously or fidget. He moves like someone who is exactly where he's supposed to be. Master your walk, and you'll instantly start commanding respect without saying a word. Before we proceed, if you find value in this video, please take a moment to like the video and subscribe to our channel. Your support helps us grow and makes you an integral part of our journey, and we deeply appreciate your contribution. Now let's return to our discussion number 4. Keep your emotions in check. Never overreact. If there's one thing that separates a high-value man from the rest, it's emotional control. The moment you lose control of your emotions, you lose control of the situation, and worse, you give away your power. Think about it. Have you ever seen a guy completely lose his cool in public? Maybe he gets cut off in traffic and starts yelling at his windshield, or someone says something he doesn't like, and suddenly he's in a heated argument. It's embarrassing, right? Because it shows a lack of self-discipline now. Contrast that with a man who stays calm, composed, and unshaken, no matter what's thrown at him. He doesn't react impulsively. He doesn't let people or situations dictate his emotions. That kind of control, it's powerful. And here's the truth. People respect men who don't let their emotions control them. So how do you stay composed under pressure? First, take a deep breath before reacting to bad news. Most people react immediately when something goes wrong. But here's a secret. If you can pause even for a second and take a deep breath, you'll respond with logic instead of emotion. A high-value man doesn't panic. He evaluates, adapts, and then acts. That alone sets you apart. Second, never let someone see you sweat. Whether it's a disrespectful comment, an annoying coworker, or an unexpected challenge. Keep your cool. Why? Because the second someone realizes they can push your buttons, you've already lost. You don't have to agree with everything or let things slide, but your response should always be measured if someone tries to provoke you. Let them look like the fool while you stay collected. Third, use the 3-second rule before responding to negativity. If someone insults you, challenges you, or tries to get under your skin, give yourself 3 seconds before you say or do anything. In those 3 seconds, ask yourself, is this worth my energy? Am I reacting or responding? How would the most confident version of me handle this? Here's what you need to remember. The loudest guy in the room is never the most powerful. The most powerful guy, he's the one who doesn't need to prove anything. And that's exactly the kind of man you're becoming. Number 5, give genuine compliments sparingly. Here's something a lot of guys get wrong. Compliments aren't currency. You don't buy attraction or respect by throwing them around like loose change. In fact, the more you give, the less they're worth. Why? Because too many compliments scream validation, seeking behavior. If Yais Ichis constantly convince someone of his interest, he lets them earn it. Now, this doesn't mean you should never compliment people. It just means you need to do it with intention. So how do you compliment the high-value way? First, make it count. Instead of generic compliments like, "You're so beautiful," which she's probably heard 1,000 times, say something more thoughtful and unique, for example, "That dress suits your confidence," or "I like how you carry yourself." It's refreshing. See the difference? One sounds like every other guy trying to get her attention. The other feels personal, like you're noticing something deeper than just surface-level looks. Second, never overdo it. A well-placed compliment should feel earned. It's like seasoning food. Too little and it's bland, too much and it's overwhelming. The key is balance. A guy who constantly compliments someone, it starts to feel performative, like he's fishing for approval. But a guy who rarely does, when he does say something, it lands with tact. And here's a question for you. Who do you think holds more power in dating the guy who piles on compliments hoping to be liked, or the guy who says one meaningful thing that actually sticks? Exactly. So next time you're about to say something nice, pause, ask yourself, am I saying this because I mean it or because I want a reaction? Because when your words feel genuine and rare, they become far more valuable. Number 6, know when to walk away from disrespect or uncertainty. A high-value man isn't just defined by what he pursues. He's also defined by what he walks away from. Confidence isn't just about presence. It's about knowing when to remove yourself from situations that don't serve you. And yet so many men struggle with this. Why? Because they fear rejection more than they value their own self-respect. They tolerate disrespect. They stay in situations where they're clearly undervalued. They over-explain, over-justify, and try to fix things that aren't worth fixing. But here's what they don't realize. Walking away is one of the most powerful moves you can make. Why weak men tolerate disrespect. A weak man will stay where he's not respected because he's afraid of losing what little he has. He'd rather be tolerated than be alone. He'd rather chase approval than set boundaries. But what he doesn't see is that every time he accepts less than he deserves, He's telling the world that he's okay with it, and people will keep treating him exactly as he allows them, to a high-value man. He never begs for a seat at a table that doesn't respect him. So how do you walk away correctly first? Never argue over disrespect. Just exit. If someone disrespects you, you don't need to debate, negotiate, or seek validation the moment you feel the need to convince someone to treat you right. You've already lost high value. Men don't waste energy trying to change people. They simply remove themselves. Second, if a situation makes you uneasy, trust your gut. Ever been in a situation that just felt off? Maybe a business deal, a relationship, or even a conversation that didn't sit right with you. A high-val man listens to that feeling. He doesn't ignore red flags or force himself into places where he's not valued. He trusts his instincts and walks away without hesitation. Let's put this into perspective. Imagine a guy who begs for a second chance after being disrespected, pleading, justifying, trying to make things work. Now picture another man who quietly walks away without explanation, without drama, without a second thought. Which one looks more powerful? Exactly, because a high-value man never loses anything by walking away from what doesn't respect him. Number 7, hold a strong but comfortable posture in any setting. Before you even say a word, your body tells people exactly who you are, your posture with your presence. And if you're slouching, fidgeting, or shrinking into yourself, you're unknowingly telling the world that you're unsure of yourself. Ever walk into a room and instantly notice someone who seems important without them even saying a word? It's not magic, it's not luck, it's posture, because the way you carry yourself dictates how people treat you. A straight, strong stance commands attention. A slouched, awkward posture, it gets overlooked. So how do you fix your posture instantly first? Stand tall, shoulders slightly back but relaxed. You don't need to puff out your chest like a bodybuilder, but you do need to hold yourself upright. Good posture isn't just about looking confident. It actually makes you feel more confident. Research from Harvard University found that maintaining a power pose for just 2 minutes can increase testosterone, the dominance hormone, and decrease cortisol, the stress hormone. In other words, your posture doesn't just affect how others see you, it affects how you see yourself. Second, keep your hands visible. Never fidget when people feel nervous. They tend to do 2 things: hide their hands or fidget with objects. Both are subconscious signals of insecurity. Instead, let your hands rest naturally at your sides, or lightly in F. Take up space, they move with purpose, and they own their environment. It's not about being the biggest or the strongest, it's about how you carry yourself. So next time you walk into a room, do a quick posture check. Are you standing tall, shoulders relaxed, hands visible? If so, you're already setting yourself apart. Because a high-value man doesn't just speak with confidence. He moves with it. Let me know when you're ready for the next part. The engagement call to action before the bonus point. If you've made it this far, I already know you're serious about leveling up. Type high value in the comments. So I know you're one of the real ones. Bonus point, the secret move. Most men never think of. There's one habit that instantly separates high-value men from everyone else. It's so simple, yet most guys never even think about it. It's the art of pausing. Most people are in a rush to speak, to react, to prove themselves. They feel uncomfortable with silence. So they fill every gap with words, nervous laughter, or unnecessary movement. But a high-value man, he knows that power isn't in what you say, it's in how you say it. Why is pausing so powerful? First, it puts you in control. When you pause before you speak, move, or react, you create a sense of authority. You're not rushing to prove a point. You're not desperate to be heard. Instead, you signal that your words are worth waiting for. Think about a time when someone asked you a question, and instead of rushing to answer, you took a moment, thought, and then responded with precision. That moment of pause, that's power. Second, it forces people to pay attention. Have you ever noticed that the most influential people in a room aren't the ones talking the most? They're the ones who know when to stay silent. When you pause before responding, it creates anticipation. People lean in, waiting to hear what you'll say next. And because you're not filling the air with unnecessary words, everything you do, say, carries more weight. How to master this in everyday life. Next time someone asks you a question, pause for a second before answering. Even if you already know what to say, wait. Let the silence build. Then deliver your words with calm confidence when walking into a room. Pause at the entrance for just a second. Take in the environment before moving. It makes you look deliberate and in control if someone tries to get a reaction out of you. Whether in an argument, a negotiation, or a heated moment, pause before responding. It signals that you're in charge of yourself, not them. Mastering the pause makes people respect you, listen to you, and never see you as desperate or needy, because high-value men, they don't rush. They command the room without saying a word. Now, don't just watch this video, apply these habits. Notice how people start treating you differently when you walk with purpose, speak with confidence, and stay composed no matter what. If you found this helpful, hit that like button to help us grow. Subscribe for daily content like this and share this with someone who needs to hear it. And because you made it this far, we've handpicked the perfect next video for you. It's right here on your screen. Click it now and we'll see you back tomorrow.